views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or host. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by the channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. And yes, we definitely are going to rejoice and be glad in it. We are so thankful for another day, another opportunity to come before you. And so we want you to hit that like and share and do a little evangelizing this morning and invite somebody onto the platform. We know we get many of visitors after that come back and watch, but we're so grateful that you took the time out early this morning as you're prepping to either go to work, or some of you are just getting up having your first cup of coffee, or whatever the case might be. This is Wisdom Wednesday, so Brother G will be joining us shortly as he prepares or drives into work. We thank God for that. Listen, I want to do my manners and do the right thing, and say good morning to the dean herself, none other than Mother Margaret Feaster. God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. I see my brother Lewis is on here. He was a faithful one, and so I'm glad to see him joining us this morning. To Elder Richard Clark, God bless you, sir. Thank you for joining us this morning. And I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. You all do not want to miss this coming Friday. Elder Richard Clark will be our inspirational speaker on this coming Friday. And we know that he has a powerful, on-time word for us. So we're excited about that this coming Friday, too. Pastor Anna Lyons, who is so faithful and always seemed like just everywhere. Lord have mercy. She's just everywhere. To Lady Bell, Teresa Bell, God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. To Lady Michelle Thorne, God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. To Lady Pearl Bonwell, part of my family back up there in Baltimore. God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're just excited. It seems like, of course, Monday we weren't on because it was a holiday. And it seems like when we miss a day, it seems like it was eternity before we came back. But we thank God that we're back on this today. And also, I think I saw my pastor over in Kenya, Pastor Fred. I think I saw him come on this morning. To my brother Charlie, God bless you. Thank you for joining us this morning. And we're just, once again, so excited about this move of what God is doing as we go into our summer months. And this is one of the times of the year where you pretty much have to put all excuses away. You know, sometimes we say during the fall, excuse me, or during the winter, it's too cold, or this, that, and the other. But this is the time of the year where, as you leave and go outside the house, as you're on vacation and everything, that I encourage you to stand up and let people know that God is still in the saving business, that He's still healing, that miracle signs and wonders. I was sharing with somebody just the other day. I said that I've been blessed to experience some miracle signs and wonders. But the truth to the matter is, and if all us would be honest on this morning, we want not only to experience what He's done for others, but we want Him to also do it for us. So as we go into our summer months, let's stay focused. Let's not get distracted. The other thing I do encourage everyone to do is let's continue to keep our children in prayer as A lot of them either go to the grandparents or in some type of camps, day camps, or even before and after school programs. They're not before and after now; they're all day programs. But we want to continue to pray for them, pray for their safety, pray for the minds of those that will be watching over them, because we definitely don't want to hear anything over the summer as they enjoy the next few weeks off before, guess what, they start all over again. And that's just part of life. I tell you, a lot of times we have to look at it as as that gerbil on the wheel that we're constantly spinning, and seem like as soon as you accomplish one thing, something else is right behind. But because of God's grace and mercy, God bless you, Pastor Brooks. Thank you for joining us this morning. But as we look at life, and if you live long enough, some of us can attest to this, that life be life. Amen, somebody. So it's our job to keep them and watch over them. And so I'm just encouraging everybody to let's all do our part. We realize that it does take a village. We can't do this thing by ourselves. Thank God for as we were coming up, the neighbors that we had. And a lot of times, the truth be told now, people don't even know their next door neighbor. Amen, somebody. So let's do our part. Let's continue to evangelize. Let's continue to let people know that God is still in the saving business. He's in the healing business. Look, he's in the financial business. He's in the judicial system. Wherever you need him, he's there. And that's the good thing about it, that he's an all-time, he's an all-present God, and he will do what's needed for you. And so we're just excited. We've got a lot of things happening in these first couple of weeks. I will be traveling on tomorrow, well, on Friday morning. I want to say congratulations to, I don't know his title. I'll just say Sergeant Marcus McCall, who has served for the military for the last 20 plus years. He's hanging it up. And so on Friday, he will be retiring, and we're going to be right down there screaming and hollering along with him. That's a great feat that he has accomplished as he gets ready to endeavor into something else in his life. But a young man, definitely an awesome preacher. And so we definitely want to go down there and celebrate with him. And then on next week, I'll be heading out to Chicago with Bishop Eugene Taylor, where he's going to be ministering at a convocation. Then we get back. And of course, we start our convocation on the 10th through the 13th. So we've got a busy, I was talking to my nephew on last evening, and I said, Lord, he hit me up. He said, Unc, I need a vacation. And I said, I'm right behind you. So we're going to knock these next couple of weeks off, and then we're going to look at our schedule and see what we can do to get at least a weekend of just resting our minds. But here's the other thing, Pastor Lines, that he gives us the strength to do it. All you have to do is really have a desire and to do it. And I think a lot of times we think, and as I'm waiting on G, I'm just throwing some nuggets out there. I think a lot of times we think we're in this thing by ourselves, but trust me, we not. We not. That's one thing I will say about the Faith and T family, that we have been together even prior to it being Faith and T. We were together, and I thank God how we look out for each other. If we hear of something, we immediately know what to do. The Bible lets us know that if there's any sick among you, what to do. We know what to do over here. And so let's continue to stay connected, as the Lord gave me that a couple of years ago, of us being connected. And it has proven it has proven to be true that when you're connected, one thing about it, if you ever walk in your room and you try to turn a light on, it's only one or two things that can be the problem. Either the bulb is blown or there's no power uh, going to the switch. And so, guess what? It has to be connected. And that's just how it is with us. We have to stay connected one to another. I need you and you need me. And when we realize that, it makes the whole thing work even that much better. I'm thinking about our upcoming missions trips that we got going over in Kenya in October, the things that we're doing, the things that we're planning on doing, the young people that we're assisting with the while they're in school and everything. And it's all because of you that help us on a monthly basis. And you know who you are, those that have been able to sow into the ministry. I tell people all the time, one thing about it, we know where it's going. A lot of times, I know growing up, we did foreign mission, and I'm not knocking any of that, but I didn't know where it was going. I know where they say it was going, but in this particular case, we know exactly where it's going, and so we're so honored that God allowed us to make that connection. I tell Pastor Fred all the time, and I shared even with the Kenya family how he just stayed persistent. He made sure that we were going to make this connection, and the Lord has truly blessed in what we're doing over there to see the young people and to hear them. And then once a month, as you all know, I get on a Saturday while you all are asleep. I'm up ministering at 5 o'clock in the morning because of the time difference. But God has definitely been good, and so I see the host has joined. Let me get him. Let me get him on the screen, and then I'm gonna turn it right over to him, um, and we'll go from there. All right. So here we go. Good morning, Javarius. God bless you, sir. How are you doing this morning?
What's going on?
Just another day. I mean, another day, another opportunity for us to be a part of the kingdom. And I think a lot of times we say that, but we don't really realize how awesome it is to know that we too can play a part in, and you said it before, in being helpful in somebody else's life, not being a distraction, as you once said, the audacity to mess somebody else's day up. So, good morning. Good morning. Thank God that He woke us up. Thank God that you on your way to work. That's a blessing all by
Mm.
itself. So, what's on your mind? You got anything that we're gonna talk about this morning?
Man, bro, I was thinking about every time that I win big on prize picks, the next 3, 4 days, they kick my tail. So I think it's a scam. And so now when I win on prize pick, I'm gonna take a break for a week. That's what I concluded over the last 10 hours of my
As
headspace.
as many of you all know, Javaris is definitely into sports, and he enjoys picking
I
winners.
enjoy it. I do.
Yeah,
I don't do
yeah.
it for the money. I do it for
Yeah,
the
you
for the
do it as a
for the
you do
for
it.
the yeah for the
Yeah,
for
you
the
do it as
real.
an art. You do it as an art. So it's not
Yeah,
so much.
legit. Yeah,
Yeah,
legit. I love the
yeah,
thrill.
yeah, yeah. And
Okay,
the,
but
yeah.
but if go ahead,
No, no, it's on you. This your
go ahead.
day.
What you
Go
about
ahead.
to say? No, go ahead. What you about to say? What you about to
I
say?
I
I
was
don't really got
I
nothing to talk about.
No, I
You
was
say.
just saying, even with that, one of the things that since you brought that up, how we look at the different athletes, and sometimes you sit there
Different.
and wonder about them because, and we've shared this the other day, and I will even bring it over to the spiritual side of it, of you being how I want to say, being accountable for what you're supposed to do. We know
Mm-hmm.
that everybody's not the superstar on the team. That's a known fact. We
Mm-hmm.
know that. We know that some
But
people are
if
what
your
they call
job is to go grab 8 boards, man, I need you to go grab eight
that.
boards.
That's all we need you to do. Do your part, and
Do your part, man.
that goes with whatever you're doing in life, regardless of whether it's on your job. If I could throw this out, G, and you might come back with it, but I can recall me talking to you about your job, not this particular job, but working as a whole. And I was
Hmm.
always telling you, I say, gee, you have to make yourself uh, important on the job. In other words, no job, no church, no team is ever just going to allow you to get the benefits and not put some skin in the game. And
Well,
so
well,
we,
I help you out. I help you out with making that real plain. Cause actually, it's not that I was talking about it, but it was kind of on my mind. When we were talking about the football season, me and my guy, and we were talking about dead weight. What realm and what world has dead weight ever been seen as a good thing?
yeah, 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 yeah,
The
yeah,
definition of dead weight is not a good thing. Dead is not a good verb.
yeah,
So, and you know, in what realm is being considered dead weight, or you are dead weight, and that's a positive thing. So, like, that's definitely going, going hand in hand. And what you're saying is basically you got to be able to, you got to be able to not, and saying be important is, it's kind of, kind of broad,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but and it's not even about being important. It's really just about. I mean, are you bringing something to the table at the end of the
That
day?
part,
And
that
it's
part.
really and outside of sports, because sports have particular avenues and stuff. Life has particular avenues too,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and people have to understand that they have to bring something to the table that is needed. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times I feel like people think just because they're offering something at the table is that means that it's worth some
Mm.
substance, or that
Right,
it's
right,
worth
right,
worth
right,
the worth the lemon squeeze. and
right.
and that's not always the truth. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's not the truth all the time. you know you have to be able to bring what is needed to the table for
That
the
part.
table to
Yes.
eat.
Yes.
And like I say, it's easier to make that paint that picture in sports, but I hate that we always do dedicate it with sports, because I really don't ever know how in tune people are in sports, and I'm very in tune with sports.
Where the
So I
Faith
know
and
I
T
can
family is. The Faith and T
I,
family
I
knows
know I
sports.
can start talk. I know I can start talking crazy, and start using words, and a lot of times it'll get I just start moving my mouth, and then
Yeah.
I have to like remember, oh, I might got auntie on the line, I might got
Right,
grandma on the
right,
line, this, that, and the
right.
third.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we want to just like keep it in a team base, and I still keep it at a sports realm, because like I say, it's easier to paint the picture that way. But
Mm-hmm.
if I have a football team, and let's say the people that block for the quarterback, the O lineman, if their best attributes is going forward and not backwards, then I
Mm-hmm.
probably need to get a good running back, the
Mm-hmm.
person that runs the ball. I
Mm-hmm.
probably need to get better those running backs, and I probably need to get better passing receivers. Pass
Mm-hmm.
instead of trying to get people that just know how to catch the ball, just know how to
Right.
run routes. I might need to have people on the outside that's really good at making blocking and making sure that they can. You feel me? Because
Mm-hmm.
why? Because I know I really have a running team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's bringing
That
something to
part.
the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Now, if
That
I
part.
if I go out there and get the best quarterback that only know how to throw the ball, I get a bunch of receivers that can't block, and then I get a running back that not good at pass blocking. Well, now I don't have a good team. I don't have a
Mm-hmm.
good
Mm-hmm.
substance. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because I brought stuff to the table that wasn't needed. So a
Right.
lot of times, like I say, I just think
That's
that we need to
good.
be
Yeah.
careful and
Yeah.
be conscious of
Yeah.
knowing what we're bringing to the table. If you're
Yeah.
not bringing nothing to the table of substance, then you're not bringing nothing to the table at
Ooh,
all.
that's good. Yeah, I like that. I like that because a lot of times going back to what you're saying, we think, and I used the word important, and you corrected that. A lot of times we think we're more important than we actually are, or we think a lot of times we think we're bigger than the
The
situation,
program.
the program. Yeah, we think, if it
Ain't nobody bigger than the program.
never, never, never,
And
never, never the
that's gonna
case.
remain, to the day I die, to the day
Yes,
you die,
yes,
to the
yes,
day, you feel me? My
yes,
mom's been
yes,
gone
yes.
almost, 2 3 years, and guess what? The program's still moving along, bro. Ain't nobody bigger than the program, and ain't nobody stopping that program.
Exactly.
So
Pastor Hicks say, I learned my good sports analogies talk from Faith and T. So he enjoys you with your analogy.
but you remember I said I had, you remember I threw something out to you last week, and we wasn't able to get to it
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
over. I did want to kind of just throw that out there
Okay,
to
go
you,
ahead, talk.
and just,
Yeah.
and just,
Mm-hmm.
but I was just, just pondering on me, and I was just like, it's crazy how people need zero proof to believe a lie, but
Woo.
need endless proof in order to accept the truth.
Why you wait so late to come out with that? Come on, man. Go
Well, that's what
ahead.
I want to start the
Yeah,
conversation with,
yeah,
but you started talking about something
yeah.
else.
But come on, go with it.
But yeah, it's crazy that that is the day and age that we live in now. That
Yes.
you you have to go above and beyond your means to prove the truth,
Mm.
and it's so easily acceptable for people to just believe a lie now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The truth
yeah.
could be in our face, and we would
Yes.
still tell them
Mm-hmm.
to prove it.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Whereas allegations, stories, miscommunications can be presented, and people can make 30, 45 minute podcast think pieces talking about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, and it's just it's so crazy that's where we really, like, when you really just think about it, it's like, dude, you have to talking to anybody, you could talk to anybody, any
Mm-hmm.
entity. Do you really notice how far you gotta go to prove the
That
truth, to
that
prove the
part,
fact?
that part, that part right there.
I don't
Or
think this was never meant to be like this.
or G, let me throw this out. Or those that jump on the bandwagon with the lie and literally go into a full-fledged defense of the lie.
Of the lie.
I mean, even when
Making points.
yeah, even when you hear it back, when you hear it back, one of the things that I always would say is, let's reverse it. Let's say this happened to you. How would you be looking at it? Oh, no, no, no! It ain't like that. And I mean, they literally, some of the things that's right now, and I'll throw this, and then you can come back with it. That's happening over in the political field with our president, the things that he's doing, blatant, right in our face, right. I was sharing with someone last night. I said, listen, if you've never learned, if you never thought prayer was important, prayer is important right now, because to see some of the things that are happening in this country to innocent people, and then the guilty are benefiting.
Didn't I just see a story about how the president pardoned these
Yes.
people that was
Yeah.
charged
Yeah.
with fraud?
Yeah, yeah, on yesterday, and the sad thing about it is, it would be one thing if it was just they were the only people that's accused of that, so he looked out for them. I mean, to whatever. But
Hmm.
it's a boatload of
It's a
people like
million
that.
people that's
So
like that,
so
and
so
you doing it to the rich.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so you've got individuals. This man has almost tricked himself to where he thinks he's a dictator and that he is above the law and
Yeah.
everything. And so,
He
going
could
back,
he's dictate he think he's the bottom line
yeah,
of United States.
yeah. So
He's
going back,
moving like that.
so,
I agree.
yeah. So going back to what you're saying, how easily we can take a lie, we can take misinformation and run with it to the point that we
Accept it.
will accept it, and not only accept it, defend it.
We
You follow what I'm
accept it.
saying?
Yeah, we
Um,
accept it.
yeah, yeah. To the point that now you and I have fallen out because of a lie. And so we've got to be, as you said, we've got to be so careful, because one thing about the truth will stand on its own. But the fact of the matter
Yeah.
is got to be spoken. And a lot of times
Yeah.
we find individuals, that choose to keep their mouth closed, knowing the truth, versus speaking the truth and standing on the truth. So we thank God for that.
And
Listen, go ahead.
and it's just too many. It's too many people with microphones that have a broad audience
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
are not talking the right way,
yeah,
that are
yeah.
not talking, I'm not saying that the talk has to be spiritual. I'm not even saying the talk has to be all godly,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the foolishness in trying to get clicks and views. It's the
Right,
foolishness in
right.
get a quick buck,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get a a quick viral moment.
yeah,
And doing that, you got kids that's growing up looking at these folk, grown folk looking at these
yeah.
folk, and it's just tricking people into a mental mental mindset that they don't even know that they're entering. I was sharing. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there, and then we can finish. And there's not nothing that I think I can prove for a fact. It's more so a feeling of me just reading the word and just me being me, listening to my parents, this, that, and the third. Like, this ain't nothing I know for a fact, but it's just something that I think, and I kind of just came to the conclusion of. But I was sharing with somebody, and this person that I'm talking about isn't the most spiritual
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
strong person. This isn't
Mm-hmm.
somebody that has the stomach to endure what I'm talking about, what I'm about to
Mm-hmm.
say.
Mm-hmm.
But this individual I'm talking about decides and chooses to be there for everybody, their friends, the
Mm-hmm.
best friends, the family members, this, that, and the third, and be there in a sense of being there for all their problems, and then
Mm-hmm.
trying to be the one to figure out their
The
solutions with.
solver. Yeah, the solver. Mm-hmm.
But but when you aren't in that, when you're not spiritually strong enough
Mm-hmm.
to take on that, then
Mm-hmm.
eventually it's going to wear on you.
Correct.
and
That is so
and
true.
then when you aren't spiritually aware enough in your own skin,
Mm-hmm.
then it even becomes worse, because now you're not spiritually strong enough to. And what do I mean by that? It's not like you're just straight up praying every day. You're not,
Right, right, right.
doing what needs to be done to keep that shield around you. So
Mm-hmm.
when you open up to bring in everybody else's negativity, or let's say, fake inner demons, this, that, and the third, and you're not spiritually strong enough to do that, then now y'all just two individuals that
Lost.
are spiritually weakened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So, and I don't know where I was going with that, but it was just a sense of like, you know being spiritually strong. Yeah, you be aware of where you at
yeah,
spiritually
yeah. Well,
before
you
you
have to, yeah,
decide to
that part.
go
Yeah,
ahead. Yeah, you can
yeah.
do a better finishing what
Yeah,
where I'm
I was
trying to
gonna
say
say
though.
that part. So in other words, and Bishop says this, and you've heard this, and we'll get ready to close out on this. If you're the smartest one in your circle, then it's time for you to get in another circle. And it's no reflection on you. You can be bright as all outdoors, but the fact of the matter is there's still something that you don't know. And when you get to a place where you think you know it all, and especially here we go, and I'm gonna close with this. I'm gonna drop the mic on this one. When you get to a place where you actually think that you're the solver, that you're the one that knows the answers, and this, that, and the other. And in reality, when you look at the man in the mirror, you know that that's the case. You've already lost the battle. So we want to encourage each and every one of y'all. We want to once again thank you all for joining us on Wisdom Wednesday, where we're bridging the gap between the young and the seasoned, as I would say. We're excited about the remainder of this week. Like I say, you definitely don't want to miss this coming Friday, where our very own Elder Richard Clark will be our inspirational speaker. And to all of you all, I pray that you all have a phenomenal rest of the day. It is our giving day. As you all know, we're heading to Kenya, and we're doing a mighty work over there. And so we want to encourage each and every one of you all that can share 5, 10, 15. Some of you all can write that $1 million check that we need. But those are our ways of giving. By all means, nothing is too small, and we appreciate everything. And with that being said, I'm out of here. I will see you on Friday.
My name is David. I am 10 years old. Thank you, Bishop David, for food and school fees. My name is Delphine. I am 10 years old. Thank you, Bishop David, for school fees and for food. School fees and food. Thank you.
Join Bishop Gregory Twilley and Phenomenal Outreach Ministries as we embark on a life-changing journey to Kenya, East Africa. For 9 powerful days, October 13th through the 21st, we will pour into pastors, tour a local school, and build lasting fellowship and community. This is more than a trip. It's a divine assignment. Do you feel the call to be a part of something greater? Now is your chance. For more information or to get involved, email phenomenaloutreach07@gmail.com today.